Hi guys, and welcome back to another Dot Race video, and today we're going to be playing MotoGP 21. Round 5 of our MotoGP World Championship career mode is upon us, and it's now time for Round 5 of the Spanish GP of Jerez. So in pole position is Zarco with Vinales and Morbidelli, Marquez, Mir and Rins on the second row, Quartararo, Spargaro, Grant, Bagnaia, Miller, Martin, Oliveira, Spargaro, Nakagami, Binder, Marquez, Petrucci, Rossi, Savadori, Bastianini, Lackawanna and Luca Marini at the back of the grid. So starting from 9th position, we look to the lights and away we go! That's a pretty decent start, it's not bad. Could have wanted a little bit more, but of course it is what we have. As we now go hard on the brakes into turn 1. This is our first time starting this far up in the grid as we get a little bit argy-bargy with teammate Elisha Spargaro now diving over the inside of both Suzukis. Can we get both Suzukis going into the right hand here? Beautifully done. Grant is now up into 4th position. There is Johan Zarco, the man who started in pole position. The two Yamahas bolted very nice, but Maverick Vinales took the whole shot and is now leading the Spanish GP. Right hand side we go now for Cito Pons. Nice and tight apex is what I prefer to do here, and then get it wide on the exit and get into the riders ahead of us, get into the slipstream there and try and then beat them on the brakes, being the last of the late breakers we love to be. Going on the right hand side for the Dani Pedrosa corner, they're formerly known as Dry Sack, as we dive over the inside. Johan Zarco had to push him a little bit wide there. I didn't fancy him just lifting the bike up and touching our rear tyre, but Grant is back up into the podium positions in the second race in a row. Vinales ran a little bit deep. Zarco's pushing me wide into the Jorge Martinez Aspar. Look at him shoving us all the way into that corner as we now go onto the right hand side for Angel Neto. How long will we hold on to this podium position right now? Zarco has got the bit between his teeth. He started in pole position, don't forget, so I'm sure he'll want to get past us quicker and sooner rather than later. Right hand side will go now for the Ferrari corner, going into Lorenzo for turn 13, the final corner of this Spanish GP, and we have closed right in on both Franco Morbidelli and Maverick Vinales. Power setting 3 is enabled. Not sure how much longer we should really keep it in power setting 3. We do need to save some fuel for this 9-lap Grand Prix. I have actually shortened the races recently just to maybe get a little bit more interesting, because sometimes it is a long-winded affair to go 15 laps, 12 laps or even beyond. So I've decided to drop it down. Let me know what you guys think about that. If you want more laps or less laps, let me know. It's more of a 9-lap sprint now, so the tension is high. It is sky high, so we'll see how we can cope. For now, it is in my favour, because if we can chase down Franco Morbidelli and both Maverick Vinales and get right onto the rear without using power setting 3 too much, we'll have a great chance of a first MotoGP victory. But for now, let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let's focus on the Grand Prix. Let's focus on the task at hand. So we'll go on to the right hand side for the Dani Pedrosa corner. Let's see how close we can get to Franco Morbidelli on the left hand side now for turn 7. Called a nice tight apex there. Try and avoid the rumble strip, because you get a little bit bouncy on that particular rumble strip, so just do be careful if you do end up going on that particular rumble strip. Hard on the brakes will now go for the right-hander of Angel Nieto as we go on to the right-hand side, still holding the bike on that right-hand side. At most, you'll probably get the bike up to about 5 or 10% lean angle and then drop it straight back down to about 60 to make that corner. Now into Alex Crivier, now into Ferrari in a moment. Do we have a chance to get ahead of Franco Morbidelli going into Lorenzo corner? Many overtakes have happened there, but it doesn't look like this one is going to happen there for us. Now bear in mind, Jerez, we have never ever finished a race less than 1st position. We have won both races we have featured here, and could this be a 3rd victory here in the Spanish GP? Round the outside of Franco Morbidelli, we are now up into 2nd position, ladies and gentlemen. 2nd position is claimed by Grant in just the 2nd lap. We've already moved our way up from 9th place up into 2nd. A few of you guys have been calling me Mr. Sunday right now, the Sunday ace, and I tell you what, it's occurred again, hasn't it, on this particular Sunday, because that's when you're watching the video, of course. Right hand side now for Cito Pons. Hold a nice tight line to get onto the power, just gradually and gently though. The medium tyres working in tandem very well. Let's get in behind Maverick Vinales and let's bring on the brakes. Going into the Dani Pedrosa corner. Hard on the brakes we go with that familiar right Dine Easy boot skipping across the tarmac. Do we have a chance to get ahead of Mac at the front? Can we get ahead of him? Left hand side will go for turn 7. Do we have a chance going into the left hander? Come on, can we make it stick? It's going to be super close going into the Jorge Martinez Aspar corner. Very difficult corner to make it stick. and therefore I didn't really go for it. I didn't really have the confidence to make a lunge up at the inside of Top Gun himself. Now holding... Oh, I really wanted to go for that lunge there just before Pellequet, but I don't think it would have really worked. Ferrari coming up after the Crivier corner. Maybe that is the point where we'll get right into the slipstream and make amends for not making that move sooner. A little bit out of shape, and a track limit warning has been given to the way of the Moto2 World Champion as we go onto the left-hand side for the Jorge Lorenzo corner. Bring on the power. Let's probably put it up to power setting 3. I mean, we have the slipstream to get in behind him. Power setting 2 is for now. The fastest man on track right now is Matt Grant with a 1:36.918. What a fantastic lap that was. Brilliant opportunity now to get ahead of Top Gun. Can we go round the outside going into Michelin? We lead temporarily. A little bit of contact made onto the right-hand side there. Grant is in the lead for the very first time in this Spanish GP. We have bolted to the front and we have a chance to lead and win this Grand Prix from here. What a brilliant, brilliant start from 9th place to 1st in just 4 laps. Unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. Do we have a great opportunity? I think we do. But can we stay focused? Can we stay calm? Can we not buckle under pressure? I did feel like in Portimao we had the chance. We had it in our hands. But unfortunately, the last lap I did make a couple of mistakes and lost the battle with Johann Zarco. And actually, speaking of the Frenchman, he is now up into 2nd position. Only a 10th and a bit behind. He's actually a 10th behind us. Whoa! Zarco, that was an aggressive move if I ever did see one. Johann Zarco, where on earth did that move come from? Just practically barraging his way into that corner there. Not ideal going into the Jorge Martinez Aspar. Pretty aggressive from Johann Zarco. I lost a whole second from that moment alone. Thank you very much, Johann Zarco. I don't really appreciate that. But now I guess we have the job to do once again. Bring on the power, bring on the challenge, but I tell you what, Johann Zarco is looking pretty nippy, isn't he? He's already up into 1st position by 6/10 of a second. Yeah, he got it on a technicality of shoving me wide, but still you can't fault the Frenchman up into the 1st position, and across the line we will go. We actually still hold the fastest lap of this race so far with a 1:36.918. That is the lap time to beat, and honestly I thought Johann Zarco just beat it right there, because his pace right now looks to be quite phenomenal. He's getting away from us a little bit. I really don't want him to get away, but I'm giving it 120% right now to try and chase down Johann Zarco. But what I am finding is the lack of laps in comparing it to what the other laps we were doing. The tyres seem to have taken a very, very large amount of degradation much, much quicker. Of course, that is obviously in effect due to the lower amount of laps. It sort of makes sense to balance it out, of course. But maybe that is an adjustment that I'm going to have to get used to. But for the time being, going into the Dani Pedrosa corner, we are holding on to a 2nd place by almost half a second. 0.5 of a second, 0.3 of a second, 0.4, sort of teetering around those gaps for now. But honestly, I think this could be another Johann Zarco, Matt Grant 1st and 2nd. It would be our 3rd incident this season of trailing behind the Frenchman and taking a 2nd position. Now I probably shouldn't get too excited because it looks like Maverick Vinales has closed me in by a couple of 10ths of a second, so let's still focus on the task at hand. Let's not get too excited. But goodness me, I would take another podium straight away. This Aprilia is not the easiest bike to handle, and it's not the easiest of journeys and beginnings of a MotoGP start. I guess you could say just ignore Qatar and we've had a fantastic season. There is Maverick Vinales trying to get up at the inside of the Aprilia. Hopefully he doesn't make a lunge going into turn 1. It's a treacherous corner, and there is Johann Zarco, the new fastest lap of the race, a 1:36.822 for the Frenchman who is leading this Grand Prix. And something just to mention, if you remember at the beginning of the video I showed you exactly what everyone's tyres were, Johann Zarco made the move to go on a hard option front. Is that the difference maker right now? He is 1 second quicker than me, and I really can't chase him down. I'm giving it everything. That last lap he was 0.6 of a second quicker than I was. I've even tried to go into power setting 3 now to try and chase down the Frenchman leading this Grand Prix. But as far as I'm concerned, this might be just the 2nd place. Oh, we're getting out of shape going into the Pedrosa corner. Mistakes have been made. Forget about any opportunity of chasing down Johann Zarco. A mistake has occurred already in this Spanish GP. Maverick Vinales still trails by just a 10th of a second. Hopefully he doesn't go for that crazy lunge that Zarco did going into the Jorge Martinez Aspar. Thankfully he didn't, because I guess he wasn't close enough, but I really don't fancy the chances of anyone making that lunge once again going into there. But I've got to say the tyres aren't feeling as comfortable as they once were, and of course the race is getting heated right now. The temperatures are still very high. The medium option might not have been the best of solutions, but for the time being we're still holding in second position. Maverick Vinales is trailing by a tenth and a bit. As long as we continue to do our best to stay in second position, I don't really imagine we're going to lose the podium. We might lose second to Maverick, but we should still finish on the podium. But look at Johann Zarco. This man is on an absolute mission this season, winning both in Argentina and in Portimao. Now does he have a chance to go back-to-back again? 2 out of 3 race victories so far. This could be 3 out of 4. This is an unbelievable performance from the Frenchman right now. Johann Zarco is, look how quick he is, look how far ahead he is right now. Yes, we made a mistake, and yes, we're going to try and get back into the thick of things and try and hold him back, or at least just chase him down somewhat. But I guess we have bigger fish to fry right now. Maverick Vinales is right there as we run it a little bit wide, or at least going in too tight, resulted in us going a little bit too wide into the Cito Pons corner. We now trail Maverick Vinales for the first time since God knows when. Hard on the brakes going into the Dani Pedrosa corner. We're just holding Maverick up. We've now reclaimed second position going into turn 6 for the Pedrosa corner. That is how the greats do it. You get past in one corner, you fight back immediately and get back ahead. Of course, we haven't dispatched of Maverick Vinales yet. He is still there. And of course, he will be looking for that lunge as he dives with the inside of the Jorge Martinez Aspar. Just a lap ago, we were talking about a potential lunge. There he is now as Quartararo and Marquez battle it out behind us. Someone got very close to the rear of us there. It might have been the Repsol Honda of Marc Marquez, as someone has gone down further behind. Of course, it doesn't really affect any of us in the top 8 positions right now as Maverick Vinales, what a mistake that was, basically cutting the corner. We get the track limit warning for that after making just a little tiny error going into the Lorenzo corner. Surely we're going to make a move in this corner at some point before we enter the penultimate lap. But of course, power setting 3 will be enabled to chase down Maverick Vinales if required. But for the time being, stick with power setting 2, use the slipstream and get him going into the right-hander in a moment's time. A little bit aggressive going into turn 1, but we had to make it work. We had to do it somewhere. I'm sorry, Maverick, but we had to use a little bit of aggression to get past you there, mate. We really need this podium position, or at least I need it for more confidence. And guys, something I've not even mentioned yet. We still haven't had any upgrades. I'm still waiting 2 more or 3 more weeks for the upgrades. And that is for an engine upgrade, a traction control upgrade, and a frame upgrade. We are waiting so long. I've been moving the engineers around trying to get them in the best positions possible, but unfortunately we are still waiting for these parts to be enabled, and I really can't wait because I think we're desperate for it. Going into some of the later tracks where they've got long straights, we need that extra oomph and power for the engine. We really do. We've managed to hold Maverick at bay so far on this penultimate lap by 0.3 of a second. Forget about Johann Zarco in the front. He's 3.5 seconds up the road. He's already checked out. He's on his way over to Le Mans in his home GP with the momentum going absolutely sky high for that Frenchman right now. But considering our last couple of lap times haven't been too bad, they've been a little bit consistent and a little bit inconsistent at the same time due to fighting with Maverick Vinales and trying defensive lines. But we're still not too bad. Jerez so far has gone as well as I would have expected. And don't forget, guys, we are still a rookie. 9th place is where we started. If we can finish in 2nd, might not be as ignominious or amazing as it was in the previous race where we went from 20th to 2nd. But hey, I'm happy with a 2nd position once again. This will put us maybe into 2nd or 3rd place in the championship, depending on where the other riders finish. But for the time being, going on to the right-hand side for Michelin on this final lap, we have a half a second advantage to Maverick Vinales, thus resulting in a potential chance of holding on to 2nd position and to finish as the bridesmaid once again to Johann Zarco. I can't believe this is going to be the 3rd time in 5 races we're going to finish 2nd behind Johann Zarco. What luck it's incredible luck for both of us. Johann Zarco has never won a MotoGP race until Argentina, and we've never been on the podium because, of course, it's our first race. Whoa, massive mistake coming in there for Grant on this final lap. This is not what we need to be doing right now. I was trying to get the fastest lap for some strange reason, trying to get involved and just try and take something away from Johann Zarco, because right now He's got the ultimate package. He's had the fastest lap in qualifying, took pole position, the fast lap in the race, and now a race victory to boot. This guy's momentum is just going to be ridiculously high. It's going to be higher than ours was in Moto 2 and in Moto 3. But for the time being, guys, only a couple more corners to go. We'll be saluting Johann Zarco across the line once again this season. We look like we're going to hold on, and Aprilia, after going podiumless for 21 years, have now had 3 in the space of 5 rounds this season. What a start on board this Aprilia. And you know what, guys, from the bottom of my heart, I'm actually really loving this Aprilia. I really like it. The challenge is awesome. But first, we'll get back to Johann Zarco winning his 3rd Grand Prix of the season. Grant takes 2nd place once again, and Maverick Vinales finished on the podium. So, as mentioned already, Zarco wins, Grant in 2nd and Maverick Vinales in 3rd position. But look at the gap. 4.5 seconds was Johann Zarco clear from the rest of the grid. Impeccable performance from the Frenchman. A look at the Riders' Championship, and there's no doubt that Johann Zarco has extended his championship lead now to 35 points ahead of the Aprilia of Matt Grant. We are in 2nd position, ladies and gentlemen, in just our 1st season and just 5 races in. Jack Miller and Pecco Bagnaia, the factory Ducati boys, just trail by 9 points behind me and a further 1 to Pecco Bagnaia. A look at the Team Championship, and Pramac Racing Ducati lead the way by 4 points, just ahead of their Ducati Lenovo teammates, counterparts, or fellow Ducatis, and Aprilia Racing Team in 3rd position. But we now look at the Constructors' Championship. There's no doubt who is going to be leading that one. They have 2 teams already in the top 2 positions for the Team Championship. Unbelievable performance from Ducati this season in MotoGP 21. So guys, another Parc Ferme, and we are in 2nd position once again. That familiar Aprilia is getting used to this now. It's a nice sight to see. My familiar helmet, my Ace logo is in there once again in the podium and on Parc Ferme. Very, very pleased with that one. We'll go to the podium celebrations in a minute and celebrate with style once again. But guys, another successful race at Jerez. I thought it was going to be good, and it didn't disappoint. I'm very pleased with the result so far, and I hope we can continue this momentum going on to Le Mans, going on to Mugello, Catalunya, etc, etc. But guys, I'm going to leave you with the podium celebration, so thanks for watching as always, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, like, comment and subscribe, and hit the notification bell to be alerted to every single Dot Race upload. Thanks for watching, guys, and ciao for now. Oh hi, didn't quite see you there. Good to see you're still here. If this video didn't quite set your appetite, then why not watch some more Dot Race content by clicking the video shown on screen now. Furthermore, if you would like to follow me on social media, you can do so now with the links down in the description. Consider subscribing so you don't miss a single Dr. Race video.